Hello, hello, and welcome to another True Faith's Full-Time Whistle with me, Adam. It's finished at St James's Park. I've just come straight from there. My ears are still cold. It's finished. Newcastle United 2, Manchester City 2, and what a finish. That whipped perfection from John Joe Shelvey to rescue what was a very well-deserved point in the end, and it felt like a win, didn't it? The whole stadium was in absolute raptures, and I must say, Manchester City have ridden their luck today. We know that they're a bit under fire and out of form slightly. They've still got a makeshift defence with Fernandinho in there. We'll get onto him in a minute. Gabriel Jesus is obviously an incredibly capable deputant for Sergio Aguero, but they're still a world-class side. Whichever way you look at it, whatever team they put out, they're still a world-class side, and we went toe-to-toe with them. And it turns out that we're now on a bit of a canny run of games, and that atrocious performance at Aston Villa, what a response that Steve Bruce has got out of his team today. They fought for him today. They fought right till the end today, and we showed incredible character. So, you know, from the two times that Manchester City took the lead, within 5 minutes of each of those goals, we'd come back at them. So not only was the response from Monday night's abject performance, you know, carried into the entirety of this game, that we saw fight, we saw determination, and we actually showed attacking threat, which there was almost none of at Villa Park. We showed instant response. We did not let our heads go down when they scored. We didn't let our heads go down at all. And we fought and we got back in the game immediately. Instant reply twice. And I must say, that draw thoroughly deserved. Thoroughly deserved. And where I think that Manchester City rode their luck today was that the first goal, the Sterling finish, I mean, once he gets into that position with such a clear shot on goal, he's not going to miss from there, Raheem Sterling. He's one of the best in the business at what he does, isn't he? But there was a bit of pinball, wasn't there? There was a bit of pinball around the defence. Our defenders were trying to keep, you know, stay on their feet and trying to keep their sort of feet together, and there was a bit of bobbling around, and it just sort of falls to Raheem Sterling, who, you know, great finish, but I thought that was a bit jammy, wasn't it? I mean, if it happened to us, we'll take it. And in fact, there was a little bit of that for our goal, it must be said. So, you know, given the team was unchanged apart from Manquillo, who I thought had a really sound game all in all, we attacked down the left-hand side with Almiron and with Willems, and, you know, the ball got played into Willems, who managed to sort of, again, there was a bit of bobbling between him and the defender. He managed to poke it through to Almiron, who had the savvy to know that Willems had carried on his run, must have got the shout. Almiron blind pass into space, and Willems took it on, opened up his body, onto his right foot. Now, we've seen this, haven't we? We saw it against Liverpool. We saw it in, you know, another home game where he just drove it across the goal. He's got, even though it's his wrong foot, his right foot, drives it so powerfully and so accurately. It's just a really clean technique. And he did that again across Edison, and what a way to equalise. Again, this instant reply, which meant that would stutter any kind of momentum that Manchester City wanted to. It stopped them from steamrolling us, and that steamrolling us in that way. Get me teeth in. I thought that, you know, in the first half, Man City were really trying to exploit our right-hand side. A lot of the attacks came down that side, you know, and because they're so quick at switching the ball and getting it across either side, it almost felt that they had like an extra man on that left-hand side with Mendy and Sterling, and like who was Almiron supposed to be marking, who was Manquillo supposed to be marking, but Almiron was being dragged inside by their midfield. And it seems to be what they were doing, Man City, trying to keep everything compact and narrow in the middle of the park, and then when they want to fully attack, they overload the flanks so that where the space is, basically, and they kept trying to almost like scoop balls into, you know, the corners of the penalty area, and just kind of scoop balls up into space, ready for like wingers and fullbacks to sort of speed onto. It seemed to be a recurring theme, but our defence held tight. And, players like Fede Fernandez, I thought, had an excellent game against Bournemouth. He was huge again. Dubravka made some incredible saves. Like the double save in the second half was mind-blowing. I thought that was absolutely excellent. I mean, it absolutely saved us. And then in the last minute, of course, Sterling got in from a De Bruyne cross, and he didn't make the contact that he usually would. He could have taken the touch. He was in absolute acres. But Dubravka, nevertheless, was there to stop it. But obviously, I thought the first 15 minutes of the second half, we were quite impressive. We kept good shape throughout, I thought. A lot of blocked crosses, and we did frustrate them. But they have such composure, and the relentless Man City, and they will always come. They will always think, we're going to get a chance, we're going to get a chance. And they did get a chance in the 81st minute. But I fully believe that there was a foul leading up to that. I think there was a header made from one of our players, and he got taken out. Got completely taken out. Man City player did not get the ball whatsoever. And again, the ball eventually lands to Kevin De Bruyne, who was trying to get a ball under control, and world-class finish. Absolutely incredible. Like, no goalkeeper in the Premier League is saving that. It was driven, it's rising, clips the bar, in Yeboah fashion, and that's just impressive. There's very little you can do about that, especially when the officials aren't going to give a blatant free kick for it either. And there's Man City thinking they've finally got the breakthrough, but again, we didn't leave it at that. Heads didn't drop, and we kept pushing forward. Now, we replaced Joe Linton, and we brought Dwight Gale on, and I was bemoaning the fact that we kept just pumping long balls, like Dubravka kept pumping long balls up, and there was nobody that was even come close to capable of winning a header against anybody, really. You've got Almiron, you've got Dwight Gale, who looks like he's like 19, and then you had like Atsu, who came on for the injured Saint-Maximin. Hopefully he's okay. And obviously, like in the sort of 86th minute, again another pumped ball long, and I'm just thought, was the plan just to pump balls long and then hope that we get lucky on the second ball? That seemed to be all we were playing for. But it worked in the end, because actually I think Mendy missed the ball. Almiron got in and started driving up the right hand side at this time. And Fernandinho, who had already been booked for completely taking out Joe Linton after a marauding run from Fede Fernandez, already on a yellow, side of the box, Manquillo bursts forward, and I mean, he goes in. It's a blatant free kick, but that's a yellow card every day of the week. Every day of the week, any Newcastle player does that on the edge of the box, they get a yellow card. I mean, we got a yellow card for time wasting from a throw-in for some yellow. It really wasn't time wasting, and yet Jesus shuffles off when he was substituted, completely taking the piss, and the referee completely allowing him, not even a word in his ear. So I thought the referee was very, very odd, and in that respect, he missed the one in the build-up to De Bruyne's goal. He definitely should have given Fernandinho his marching orders here. And I think I'm right in thinking that it was Fernandinho who was dillying on the ball in the 2-1 win when Longstaff nicked in to win the penalty for the Richie winner in the end back in January. So I think Fernandinho's starting to feel his age when he comes up in the northeast. He obviously can't handle the cold up here because it's been freezing today. But everyone's thinking that he's just going to whip it in. And there's John Joe Shelvey, who's had a couple of goals from free kicks. I thought tactically he was very, very sound today. He had a bit of snarl to him, but in a very positive way, channeled it well today. And him and Hayden provided good protection, I think, for the back five in those long periods of sustained pressure for Man City. But it came to John Joe Shelvey on the edge of the D, and he's hit it so sweetly. I mean, the De Bruyne one was unsavable, but I think the technique for Shelvey's equaliser is so impressive. The fact that the whip that he gets on it, and the fact that it's got to come across, he's got to curl it perfectly to curl across Edison's body to the point that Edison can't reach it, and it actually hit the side netting. in the end. And it was just what a moment for him, and what a moment for the whole stadium, because we utterly deserved that. We really, really did. I think they got lucky on both of their goals in certain respects, even though that De Bruyne one was world class. But Shelvey, what a moment! 88th minute, goes straight over to the sort of where the dugout is and pointing to the crowd, and he must have had some family in there and going crazy. But he's really stepped up, John Joe Shelvey, the last couple of games. You know, certainly with maybe not the Villa game, everyone was shite then, but you know, with Lascelles going out and him kind of coming in, he, in terms of like leaders on the pitch, I thought he did well today, and that goal's going to do huge amounts for his confidence. You know, that's 2 in the last 3 for him, last 4. But for John Joe Shelvey, given how few he scored for Newcastle in his entire career, that's brilliant. But what a performance! You know, I'm glad that Bruce didn't make too many knee-jerk reactions from that poor performance against Aston Villa, because ultimately this is the core team that we have, and the previous 2 games were so impressive. A word on that in terms of you know, we didn't create any big chances today at all. 0 big chances, which are chances that are deemed by Opta as likely to score. None, yet we scored 2. Man City, in contrast, created 4 big chances today, yet they only scored 2. So, you know, big difference that we only had about 23% possession today as well. Brilliant result. I'm absolutely buzzing. You've been listening to Adams, True Faith, full time whistle, and we'll be back after the Sheffield United game. We're going to Bramall Lane. Join us after that. I'm buzzing. Come